You listen, again, you gotta listen. Just listen and mimic. Listen to how people are saying things. How do they say good morning? How do they say good evening? What's the pacing of it? All right? And if you do that, you'll begin to, it's not so important that you even understand what you're saying. If you remember, use your context clues. Hey, I'm about to meet a guy. What's up, bro? I'm about to meet a woman.
You can tell them in Portuguese, maybe, to give them an example.
For example, querida. Querida is like darling. You know?
Okay.
Oi, querida. Oi, como dizer? Você pode falar várias coisas para várias situações, entende?
What's
Então,
that
tipo,
mean? Yeah.
I was gonna be able to blend in. If I shut up, people think I'm Brazilian. And so that aided in a lot of cultural experiences in my day-to-day as well. Like, nobody was like, hey, that's an American right there. If I just stop talking and be quiet, I can go anywhere in the city and people assume that I'm Brazilian. So that aided a lot in that first year, 2 years when I was trying to learn the language.
Okay, and how hard was it for you to learn the language? Because this guy mastered the language.
Yeah.
He can speak it well. And for Brazil, like, I'm going to let you tell him.
Yeah.
You need to know Portuguese here.
You have to. It's a must. It's a requirement, okay? You're not going to get the experience that you could get if you only speak English, okay? Like, let's assume that 97 to 98% of the population does not speak English in any form or fashion, and the 2% who do speak English, it's very rare to find somebody who speaks English on the level that you're used to speaking English. So you got to start learning Portuguese. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, it's for your own safety. It's for your own day-to-day enjoyment. Just a good morning, good afternoon. How you doing? Help me. Well, how much does this cost? Hey, I'm sorry. Excuse me. All those things go a long way, you know. But pulling your phone out all the time is not always going to be the best option for you. Sometimes it's not going to be a safe option either. So yeah, you got to get in the language. You got to get deep in that language bag. So I'll tell you a few things about language that can help you. One is context clues. I was already telling Philly Dom this. With context clues, if I go into a restaurant, I know the waiter's not going to ask me about today's football game. I know the waiter's going to ask me, how you doing today?
What do you want to eat?
What do you want to eat?
What do you want to drink?
What do you want to drink? How many people sit at your table? What kind of food do you like? They're going to ask me things like that. So I know walking into a restaurant is how it's going to be. If I walk into an ice cream store, I know how it's going to be. I know when I go to a barber, again, using context clues, I know more or less what they're going to be asking me. Okay, everybody has scripts in their day-to-day. You get in an Uber, where are you going? What's your name? Have you been to the city before? Well, you like the air conditioner on? You like the radio on? Simple things. So if you can kind of look up what those phrases are, whatever that language is, if it's Portuguese, if you come to Brazil, look those phrases up. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. Next thing is pattern recognition. A lot of language is based around pattern recognition, guys. So like, again, every time I see my boy, if he already saying, what's up, big dog? What's up, my boy? What's up, homeboy? What's up, bro? If I know men are usually greeting me like that, I need to start greeting men like that, right? Mm-hmm. If I know women greet me a certain way, or I'll watch women greet other men that I don't know, and I'll see how they interact with each other, and I'll just listen to hear the pattern, right? You can, if you just shut up and just turn that noise down in your head a bit and just listen to people, you'll be able to pick up on a lot of contextual clues about what people say, how they say things, how they pronounce things, what makes people laugh here, what makes people offended. If you just listen, you'll find out, you know? So that's the next thing, I think. So it's context clues, and then what else I said? Pattern recognition.
Pattern.
And the next thing is, guys, don't worry about saying everything correctly. When you listen, again, you gotta listen. Just listen and mimic. Listen to how people are saying things. How do they say good morning? How do they say good evening? What's the pacing of it? All right? And if you do that, you'll begin to, it's not so important that you even understand what you're saying. If you remember, use your context clues. Hey, I'm about to meet a guy. What's up, bro? I'm about to meet a woman.
You can tell them in Portuguese, maybe, to give them an example.
For example, querida. Querida is like darling. You know?
Okay.
Oi, querida. Oi, como dizer? Você pode falar várias coisas para várias situações, entende?
What's that
Então,
mean? Yeah.
You can say various things for various situations.
Okay.
You understand? So it all depends on how you want to say things, right? So you might, like, for example, querida, but men call men querido, you know? And it's not, it has nothing to do with sexuality. right? Because they have masculine and feminine words for these things. So that's just one example. I got a million of them. Y'all don't speak Portuguese, so I can't really just go deep into Portuguese.
Deep into it. Everybody, what's going on?
Yeah, right. But those are the basics. You know, Duolingo is good. It's not the best. Pimsleur is good. It's not the best. I think the best thing is, guys, is YouTube and podcasts. You know, whatever you like, or if you like basketball, listen to them. They have NBA with Portuguese announcers on it. If you like guns, they got gun channels in Portuguese. If you like anime, whatever it is you like,
dating,
whatever,
food,
you can go to YouTube,
workout, whatever,
and just play it in the background. You need to hear patterns, and the only way you're gonna hear patterns is here and listen to a lot. So put your YouTube on while you're working, have it in your ear, and just have it going all the time. You'd be surprised how quickly you start to understand words.
Okay, and now I gotta ask you this question. We're gonna ask a couple more questions.
Come on.
Are you an expat or are you a passport bro? Because it's a big movement with this passport bro thing. You were just on the channel the other day.
Yeah.
You said you would talk about it.
Yeah.
Break it down so they can understand the difference and what a passport bro is about and what an expat is about.
Yeah, so I got a lease. I own a car here. Like, I have bills. I have employees here. I have a life here. I'm not coming back to the United States anytime in the near future to live. That's what makes me an expatriate. Okay, passport bros are doing more of a, by speaking Portuguese, ida e volta. They go and come back. All right, so they go in, enjoy themselves, looking for whatever they're looking for, and they go back home. All right, so they live more of a nomadic lifestyle. I am not a traveler. This is where I live at. This is my second home. Right, so I have dove deep into the culture. And I got a whole lot of friends here and community here. So I think that's what separates. I think passport bros are doing more of a lone wolf type of thing. All right. So they're travelers. They're travelers, They go into the country they like to go to, do their thing, they go back home.
Yeah, so they might not stay. He's permanent resident here.
Yeah.
This is where he wants to be.
Yeah.
Like he said, he knows people in the community. Passport bros, they hop around. One year they might be in Brazil for a couple months. The next year they might be in Colombia.
Exactly.
The year after that they might be in the Dominican Republic. They might be in Thailand. But he's not looking to bounce around from this country and that country. This is his home. He's from Alabama. And when he ain't in Alabama visiting family or friends, guess where he's at?
Right
He's
here.
in Salvador, Bahia.
Exactly. Like, I don't even pop around in Brazil. Like, I don't even go to Rio like that. I've only been in Rio twice. I've been in Sao Paulo like 3 times. Like, I don't even
Move around like that.
I'm in Salvador.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the question I gotta ask you now. I'm glad you broke that down because that's a big. That passport bro thing is like. It went to another planet. It went to another level with this. Okay. I was gonna ask you about the dating situation down here because that's a big thing. Is it hard to date in Salvador, Bahia, Brazil? Is it things you should look for, or like you were saying before? You're gonna have to learn some of the language because it's gonna be hard for you if you don't know the language.
All right. How deep you want to go into this one?
You going in it pretty deep so people can understand because that's a big thing. People when they leave countries, when you leave to come to another country to hang out, either you're looking for a better place to live, looking for a so-called better relationship, or try something outside of the norm that you're not used to from your home country, or you just traveling because you want to experience the culture, the food, the music, the way of life, because people do stuff totally different in Brazil than we do in the U.S.
Yeah, I agree. Well, here we go.